first word. Okay, today commentary on the first word of Mahamantra. We love to chant this Mahamantra. We can chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As Prabhuji did one more time, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so this is our chant for deliverance, chant of this age, the great mantra, Mahamantra. So, commentary on the first word only. Jnanatimidandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuranmilitam jena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Seva Kunje Braje Ramye Govardhane Giro Sadha Radha Kunde Rasanande Tat Seva Pradhayakam Kurung Narayanakyam Tang Vande Vinoda Pristakam Yat Pada Smriti Matrena Dhamodhara Prasiddhati. Everyone. Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namo Mahabharanya Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratrishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dheena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayine Kalu Kalamasanasaya Janava Pataye Namaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devai Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namo Namaha Pancha Kalpatribhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tavevasmi Najivami Taya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charanantike. Hare Bol. Can you hear okay? Should I speak loud or soft? Got NASCAR going over there.
I can make you louder.
Maybe loud, I don't know. It's okay back there? A little more
Louder?
loud?
Okay, I'll make it louder.
Let's
Don't worry.
pump this. Okay, so I have to pack this in. Hare Krishna. So this Mahamantra we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is full of very deep meanings, very profound. The more we can chant this mantra under guidance of devotees who are immersed in the moods of the love of the residents of Vrindavan, under the shelter of Srimati Radhika, the more we can enter into the moods of this mantra. Sometimes people say, we should not chant very high songs beyond our level of qualification, and there are many very high songs about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. But we should know that there's nothing higher than the Mahamantra. And so, the Mahamantra is for everyone, because not everyone can understand it. Not everyone understands the deep meaning of the Mahamantra, so that's why everyone can chant. Those who understand the deep inner meanings of the Mahamantra, they'll understand there's nothing higher than the Mahamantra. And all the beautiful songs we sing that are very high class, they are helping us develop these moods that we can aspire for while chanting the Mahamantra. So today I want to talk about the first word of the Mahamantra, Hare. Hare is a name for Sri Radha, the thief of Krishna's heart. And Hare also is connected to Hari, the name of Sri Krishna, who is the thief of everyone's heart. So, this is our lineage, thief lineage, thief sampradaya. We are followers of Lord Krishna, and from childhood he was famous as a thief. Butter thief, heart thief, all our sins thief, clothes of the gopis thief. Transcendental thief. Sri Radha, in the mood of Sri Radha, Lord Chaitanya prayed to Krishna that I am yours, I know no one but you, I offer myself to you, however you may be, even though you are lampato, even though you are very naughty, you're very restless, you're a debauchee, still I am yours. So what is this mood? Like in our line, our transcendental gurus would come. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he came and he stole so many hearts. You see, our acharyas, they're also thieves. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, when he came to the West, he said, I heard hearts crying. Why? Everyone's looking for love in this world, but we're not finding it. So I heard those hearts crying, and I thought, I'll come and help them. And what did he do with those hearts? He collected them, like a very expert thief, and he put them in his pocket, and he brought us all to Vrindavan. In this world, we have so many things we're attached to, but our Guru Varga, they steal away all these attachments and replace it with something very sweet. So this is our thief lineage. No one's upset? No problem? We were talking about this Mahamantra, and I said, you know what? You're chanting this mantra, the word thief comes 8 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what does this thief word mean? Krishna is a thief in many ways. He steals away all our fear. I remember as a kid, this is one of my mom's songs with her friends. I won't sing it, I'll embarrass myself. You know it?
Which one is?
Pack up your sorrows and give them all to me. You will lose them. I know how to use them. Give them all to me. So I remember we would sing this, and someone thought that my mom was singing, pack up your saris and give them all to me. Pack up your saris and give them all to me. Krishna's Chir Haran Lila, he's famous for this also. In Katyani Vrat, Krishna took all the saris of the gopis. So people would think my mom was singing like that, pack up your saris. But really it was pack up your sorrows. You know, our gurus, Swami Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, they came and they stole away all our sorrows. Why? You know, all those sorrows, all those doubts, all those problems are all in our heart, in our mind, our inner world. And we need someone's help to get rid of them. And we don't always want to get rid of them by our own choice. So the gurus in the line of Krishna, they steal those away. Krishna is expert. When Radharani chants Hare Krishna, when she says the word Hare, she remembers Krishna as the thief of her heart with his transcendental flute. And sometimes she thinks also we should steal that flute of Krishna. So sometimes when Radharani steals Krishna's flute, he also calls her a thief. So therefore she is also Hare. So this reminds me of one lila, pastime. Once, Lord Nityananda, so Lord Nityananda, he's the root of all gurus. Lord Chaitanya's dear brother, Krishna's brother Balaram. He appears as Lord Nityananda. So one time, Lord Nityananda, he was sitting with his close friends in a very beautiful area, like you can think, like by the bank of a nice river. So we have this beautiful river at Samarpan Sanctuary here, Rupam Kumari's home. So Lord Nityananda was sitting by the river and he was remembering Vrindavan Lila, the pastimes of Vrindavan. And it was like mid-morning. And they were doing kirtan, like we were doing kirtan. So he was doing very sweet kirtan. Everyone's singing very sweetly. Lord Chaitanya gave him this order, go everywhere and do kirtan. And flood everyone's hearts with the love of Vrindavan. So Lord Nityananda was doing kirtan with everyone. But how will we get the benefit of kirtan and understand this kirtan? We also need some special help. So we chant kirtan, but the kirtan, when we have association of those who really love Krishna, who are immersed in those moods of love, that kirtan is activated and awakens divine love. It's like the spark plug. That's what we experience, devotees experience with Swami Prabhupada, with Srila Gurudev. When you're doing kirtan in association of those personalities, it's like the spark that awakens divine life, divine love. So Nityananda was doing kirtan, and mostly his associates are Krishna's cowherd boys. In Vrindavan, Krishna has his cowherd friends, all the boys. And so they're mostly Nityananda's associates. But there was one young man, who came at the back of Lord Nityananda's kirtan party. His name is Raghunath. He was young, 16 or 17, and he was very shy. He was at the back. And Nityananda, seeing him, he said, "Oh, thief, thief, come here, I will give you a punishment." Why did he call Raghunath a thief? It's a famous pastime, and no one describes why he called him a thief. And they quickly go on. So our Guru Varga, they give some hints about this. So Nityananda Prabhu, he's now entering the midday pastimes remembrance. Every day, Radharani in the midday, from like about 11:30 till 3:30 p.m., they're performing their sweet pastimes in Radha Kund and in Govardhan in that area, sometimes Surya Kund. So Nityananda Prabhu, he saw Raghunath at a distance, and he saw not only this form of Raghunath as a practitioner, but the internal form as Krishna's dear associate, as Radharani's dear maidservant, who? Rati Manjari. Gurudev says, actually, Rati Manjari, that's her commonly known name, but amongst the sakhis, she has another name, Tulsi. That's different from the plant Tulsi Devi. There's one Tulsi Manjari. So Nityananda saw, and he saw her internal swarup, and he said, "Oh, thief, come here." So then we hear, why does Nityananda Prabhu call her a thief? So Nityananda Prabhu, he also serves in Radha Krishna's lila in his internal swarup. What is that? Ananga Manjari, Srimati Radhika's younger sister. Radharani, the divine potency of Krishna, his internal love potency, Mahabhav Swarup. Her younger sister is Ananga Manjari, Guru Tattva. If we want to serve Radharani, we have to take shelter of Ananga Manjari. Just like if we want to serve Krishna, we have to take shelter of Balaram. So Guru Tattva serves in both lilas. So Nityananda is remembering the midday pastimes that he viewed in his internal meditation. See, when we chant Mahamantra, gradually as we purify our heart, as Krishna steals away all our anarthas, steals away all our past karmas, fructifying karmas, all, attachments separate from him, then gradually he'll reveal his own pastimes in our hearts. And along with that, we pray that Krishna will reveal by his great mercy our own form, our own service as a soul. The soul is not empty or void. The soul has transcendental form and qualities, just like Krishna has. Satchidananda Vigraha, Krishna has a beautiful, blissful, eternal form. So it said, by the power of chanting the Mahamantra, gradually that will reveal itself. That's called Swarup Siddhi. So Nityananda Prabhu says, "Oh, thief." Why? He's remembering Radha Krishna's midday pastimes. When the heart is purified, then these pastimes will reflect in the heart, and they'll go continuously like a reel. Nowadays we tell reels, right? That means like a cinema reel, one image to the next without any cessation. Pastimes will manifest in the heart. So Lord Nityananda remembers, Radha Krishna were dancing. When we chant Mahamantra, it said, Radha Krishna are dancing on our tongues. Why? The name of Krishna and himself are non-different. When we chant Krishna's names, we can do it one more time. Radha Krishna can dance here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When our heart is purified and we chant the pure name, Shuddhanam, then Radha Krishna directly dancing on our tongues. How sweet, because they're non-different from their names. So Nityananda arranged, Prabhupada arranged, we talked about this, how he started the Sankirtan movement. And our Gurudev, he helped people understand what is the internal moods behind the Sankirtan movement. That's why we're mixing it together. Chanting the mantras with the moods. So Radha Krishna dance very sweetly. Not always together. They dance. First Krishna will dance, and all the gopis will observe and clap. Then Radharani will dance, and Krishna will watch, and everyone will clap. And in this way, they have this kind of like dance competition. Very sweet. While dancing, said Radharani, sometimes her ornaments will become a little bit unarranged, you know? Like when we're dressing the deities, sometimes the ornaments need to be adjusted. So after the dance, Krishna was very eager to embrace Srimati Radhika. So he tried to make some excuse. Oh, Radharani, let me fix your ornaments. This is a high topic, but we're remembering this only for the pleasure of Guru Varga. So Radharani was very strong and chastised Krishna, don't come near me. Also, Radharani is with her sakhis. That means her 8 expansions. Radharani's first expansions, they're the 8 principal gopis. Who knows their names? Lalita, Vishaka, Induleka, Jagdish, Champakalata, next, Dungavidya, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Chitra. I think we covered them, yeah, okay. So Radharani's 8 principal gopis are there, her first expansions, and also some manjaris are there. Rupa Manjari is there, Tulsi Manjari is there, and many others are witnessing and also participating. But only Krishna and all the gopis. So Krishna wants to embrace Srimati Radhika, but Lalita and the others chastise him, and he's not able to approach her. But then Radharani herself also is eager to meet with Krishna. See, when we chant these mantras, the chanting of the Mahamantra is all about the meeting and separation of the divine couple. Our Gurudev, he would always call them the divine couple, Radha Krishna, the highest expression of the Godhead and the supreme form of the goddess. So Hare Krishna is meeting, Krishna, Krishna separation, Hare, Hare separation. Our aspiration as devotees is to arrange their meeting, their love, their loving exchange in the highest rasa. Our Gurudev would say that actually the spiritual world is where there is the perfection of love. And the perfection of love is not impersonal. It's in this highest form of personalism. And there, Radha Krishna are eternal, youthful lovers. So it said Radharani, she's eager to embrace Krishna, and it's described that she has 4 internal friends. Radharani has the 8 friends who are her first expansions, but she has 4 internal friends. First is eagerness to meet with Krishna. So her friend, her internal friend of eagerness to meet with Krishna, pulls her towards Krishna. But then her second friend is her shyness. And her shyness friend pulls her back away from Krishna. And so Radharani is now dancing like a beautiful creeper. It said Krishna is the divine tree of life and love, and Radharani is the creeper of prema, or divine love, that is embracing Krishna. So Radharani is eager to embrace Krishna, and she's going forward and back. And then she has her third friend. This is unwillingness to meet with Krishna. And this friend is pulling her to the left, back towards her home. So Radharani is going forward, back, without walking, just swaying. Forward, back, then left side. Then last friend, her attentiveness. I want to please Krishna. Krishna will be happy meeting me. So she's pulled to the right. And this way, Radharani, it said she's like bewildered. Many conflicting emotions are going through her heart. At that time, she comes and she becomes like still. And Krishna is observing, having her darshan. And then it said Radharani's eyebrows are like restless dancing, like waves almost. But her eyebrows are crooked like a bow, and it's saying their beautiful dancing is defeating the bow and arrows of Cupid. Radharani's dancing sidelong glances at Krishna. So at that time, all the gopis are present, Radha and Krishna are present, but they haven't embraced. But there's that moment of anticipation and desire. So Radharani, it said she goes now to a beautiful flower tree to try to break the moment, She's not willing to go and embrace Krishna, and she's not willing to let Krishna embrace her. This is Mahamantra, Hare Krishna. That's why I'm saying, for people who say only chant Mahamantra, these other songs are too high, I'm only explaining this so that you know nothing is higher than Mahamantra. There's nothing more high than the Mahamantra. This is the first word. Even the first syllable. So that's our aspiration as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We want to arrange the meeting of Radha Krishna, the loving union of the divine couple. So Radharani goes to a tree called the Punaga tree. And she begins to pick flowers. And indirectly in her mood, she feels like Krishna is the tree, and she is like the vine creeper. So she wants to embrace Krishna like that. But she's shy, so she's doing it indirectly. And as she starts to pick the flowers, Krishna immediately goes nearby, and he says, "Thief, who are you? Why have you come here? Why are you picking from my tree?" You see, that means Radharani really, she wants to embrace Krishna, but she can't do it indirectly. She's shy, so she goes and picks from the tree. And Krishna knows her inner mood that she is feeling like Krishna is the tree, and she's picking his flowers. That means Krishna's sweet words, Krishna's embrace, Krishna's sidelong glance, the sweet sound of his flute, everything that's attractive about Krishna, Radharani is meditating on that. So Krishna says, "Why are you picking my flowers?" And he says, "Who are you?" And Radharani says, "No one." Krishna says, "Who are you? Why are you picking my flowers?" So then they come into this, they have a love quarrel. It's said that there's a... Radharani and Krishna are both students of divine love. Divine love is their teacher. And like there are classmates of a great professor, often they would like to quarrel and test their skills. So Radharani and Krishna are both classmates of the teacher of divine love, Cupid personified. And it said students like to, it's not astonishing that students like to quarrel, because even they'll like to quarrel with their own teachers, especially in logic and reason. So Radha and Krishna began to quarrel. Krishna says, "This is my tree. How did you don't have permission to pick from my tree." And Radharani says, "Actually, this is not true. This is Vrinda Devi's." So there's a whole long discussion. Krishna says, "No matter what you say, you are the thief." Radharani likes to say, "No, Krishna is a thief," but actually Krishna says, "Radharani, you are the thief today. You are picking these flowers without permission." But by argument, I'm doing a quick version. By her expert logic and reasoning, Radharani defeats Krishna and establishes that the tree and everything in Vrindavan is Vrinda Devi's property, and Vrinda Devi gave it to her, so she has full rights. Krishna said, actually, all of Vrindavan is ruled by Kamdev, the god of love. But then Radharani says, yes, but that Kamdev, he is defeated in Vrindavan. There's a pastime about that in Ras Lila. Kamdev is turned upside down by the power of Krishna and Radharani's divine love. The divine love is beyond any lust. So Krishna says, no, Kamdev's the king of Vrindavan. But Radharani says, even if that's true, he's like upside down. He's been defeated. And all he has is like some grass, some bushes. You are in charge of the grass in Vrindavan. We are in charge of the flowers and the trees. So Krishna, this is ours. So Krishna is defeated by Radharani. But then he comes up with a return, his comeback. Krishna says, okay, even if what you say is right, you are still a thief, Radharani. What kind of thief? You stole all the beauty of everything in Vrindavan and put it in your own form. Everything that's beautiful in Vrindavan, Radharani, you stole it all as a thief, and you put it and ornamented yourself with it. Then Krishna said, how? Krishna said, like the beautiful swans and the baby elephants, when they walk very gracefully, you stole their beauty and you put it in your gate. like how Radharani walks. Very gently, very sweetly. And Krishna said, all the jewels in Braj and all the mirrors, you stole their beauty and put it in your transcendental fingernails and your toenails. Radharani, you're such a thief. Your lotus eyes, you stole the beauty of all the lotus petals, and your blue iris, all the blue lotuses. You stole their beauty. Now in Vrindavan, if you look at Radharani, Krishna said, if I look at you, then actually the beauty of Vrindavan doesn't compare. Before I saw you, Radharani, I go out in Vrindavan. Oh, Vrindavan is very beautiful. But now I see, Radharani, you are a thief, and you stole all the beauty of all Vrindavan. Oh, Radharani, your lotus face, more beautiful than all the flowers blossoming in Vrindavan. You stole all their beauty. Oh, Radharani, your navel is more beautiful than all the ponds and lakes in Braj. Your chest is more beautiful than all the lotus buds. Your gait, your smile, your singing is more beautiful than all the calls of all the different birds. You stole all their beautiful singing. Oh, Radharani, your dancing is more beautiful than all the different peacocks dancing. Radharani, you are a thief. So Radharani, hearing this, smiles, thinks what to do. She doesn't have a comeback. So then the different sakhis, Kundavali, Lalita, Vishaka, they say, oh, Krishna, you are victorious. Now you should worship the 5 devatas. 5 devatas are what? Ganesh, Shiva, Durga, Surya, and Vishnu. And so they say, anyhow, to worship the demigods, the devatas, you have to use some medium. So the gopis say you should serve Srimati Radhika and her transcendental form, and in that way you can serve the 5 deities. So Krishna begins his worship. Radharani gets very upset. And she pushes Krishna away. Krishna, because what did the gopis want? The gopis, all our Guru Varga, they want the divine couple to meet together. Swami Prabhupada, every day before class, what did he sing? Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Prabhupada saying this before every class. Internally, this is all about the meeting of Radha Krishna. So if we are chanting this Mahamantra, we should understand this is all about serving the union of Radha Krishna. That's the essence of the Mahamantra, serving their divine union. That's why when people say, don't chant these other bhajans, they're too high, only chant Mahamantra, I say, if you really understand Mahamantra, you'll blush. And if you understand even more, you'll go mad. And if you understand completely, you'll leave this body and achieve your spiritual body. So chant this Mahamantra. Nothing's higher. So therefore, you should also chant all these bhajans to really understand the Mahamantra. All the wealth is the Guru Varga is there. So Krishna performs his worship. Why? Radharani comes at that time of day to worship the sun god, Surya Dev. She comes to worship Surya Dev in midday pastimes. So Krishna is saying, Radharani, you came to worship Surya, the sun god, but I'll worship all the 5 demigods. Not demigods, that means, what do we say in Hindi? Na? Panchopasana. Panchopasana is very famous for Hindus, those who follow Sanatana Dharma. That means they worship Ganesh, right? They worship Lord Shiva, they worship Durga Devi, they worship Surya, and they worship Vishnu. Okay, so Krishna does his puja. Then Radharani is very shy and she pushes Krishna away and she says, no, you should worship the Navagraha, 9 planets. So Krishna worships Navagraha, how? Radharani and the Sakhis. But as Krishna wants to, he understands that actually Srimati Radhika is manifesting all the different Braja Gopis. Krishna only sees Srimati Radhika. And the 8 principal gopis are only her expansions. So this also ties back to the Mahamantra. The first word. When we say Hare, this is the name of Radharani, but why don't we just say Radhe? Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. When we say Hare, it includes all her different expansions of the principal gopis, called her sakhis. So Krishna wants to show that actually Radharani, I see you in their forms as well. So it's described that, again, this is remember the context. Nityananda Prabhu is called Raghunath, thief. I'm drawing back, right? Raghunath, thief, come forward. Why? Generally, Krishna is called a thief. But now Radharani and her own maidservants are being called a thief. By Nityananda Prabhu. Why in his transcendental ecstasies? So it said, Krishna, after this, so I'm rewinding. Now, after he worships the 5 devatas, then Kundavali, one dear friend of the gopis and Srimati Radhika, she says, "Oh Krishna, that you should worship Srimati Radhika very nicely, very properly. But Radharani is very strong and chastises him. And they're not able to meet. Krishna still wants to meet Radharani, but Radharani has her man and her shyness, and so she always pushes Krishna away. So then one gopi says to Krishna, "Oh Krishna, one of your names is what? Pashupati." This is how the pastime continues. Krishna, your name is Pashupati. Who knows what Pashupati means?
Maintainer of the animals.
Maintainer of the animals. Krishna is always maintaining the cows, the calves, the peacocks, the deer. If you read Krishna's pastimes, sometimes there's pictures of Krishna with the deer, baby deer, cows, calves, peacocks, all the residents, all the animals of Braj. So the one gopi says, "Krishna, you are Pashupati." There's one other name of Pashupati. That means it's Krishna, but it's also Lord Shiva. It's also a name for Lord Shiva. So the gopi says, "Krishna, Pashupatinath, Lord Shiva, very easily defeated Cupid. Lord Shiva opened his third eye and Cupid was burnt to ash. So Krishna, it should not be difficult for you to meet with Srimati Radhika." Like that. And Krishna says, this is all within Hare, okay? So Krishna says, okay. And he says, all right, I'll arrange my own method. And Radharani becomes very shy and very cautious and a little bit afraid. And she's looking in all directions and Krishna disappears in the kunj, the foliage. Krishna is Kunja Bihari, right? So Krishna disappears and Radharani is looking on all sides. This way, this way, this way. Where will Krishna come from? And as whatever way she's turning, Krishna's on the other side. So as Radharani is turned away, Krishna comes from behind and embraces Srimati Radhika. Jai Radha Madhava, Kunja Bihari. And Radharani pushes Krishna's hands away and goes to escape, and Krishna catches her hand. And he says, "Oh Radhe, please, do not be so difficult." So it said at that point, Radharani begins to ask Lalita Devi for help. This is Radharani and Krishna. We're hearing this only for our own purification and understanding what is the internal pastimes in the Mahamantra. So Krishna is holding her hand, saying, "No, Radharani, please, what is the harm? Everyone is here, everything is favorable, season is favorable, mood is favorable." Radharani says, "Oh Lalita, normally you are very bold and always protecting me. How is it that you have become so mild? You are not chastising Krishna, you are letting Krishna do this to me?" And Radharani is praying, "Oh Lalita, this is not proper." And she begins to chastise Lalita. And so Lalita becomes very strong and comes to Krishna and said, "Krishna, without my permission, not even the wind can touch Srimati Radhika. So be very careful, Krishna. If you don't release her completely, then I will bring all my friends, all our associates, and all together, we'll chastise you." How do the gopis chastise Krishna? We know this pastime, many pastimes. Sometimes the gopis will all catch Krishna and put a gopi skirt on him, blouse, yogurt pot, and throw a stone and bathe Krishna in 50 pounds. Krishna will have a huge yogurt pot and they'll bathe him in yogurt. Say, "Krishna, remember how we chastised you in Dani Vartan Kunda? Remember how we chastised you so many times?" So Krishna becomes shy, and it said, as Krishna hears Lalita Devi's words, he becomes very blissful. This is rasa. Rasa isn't just meeting. Rasa is all these sweet interactions. So Krishna is experiencing bliss in his heart, and he trembles. And as Krishna trembles, his flute slips from his hand. And as his flute slips from his hand, he also releases Radharani's hand, because Lalita is coming forward to chastise him. What will she do? He doesn't know. Lalita Devi is very strong, very bold. Krishna doesn't know what she's going to do. He's very afraid of Lalita. So he drops his flute, releases Radharani, Lalita Devi is coming forward, and then Krishna, as he's turning away, Radharani catches his flute. She's very swift. Radharani catches Krishna's flute and hides it very quickly. But Krishna doesn't notice he lost his flute because he is now like, it means gumanam. Like in this prem, he's like in the whirlwind of prem. Whirlpool of Prema now. So Krishna is spinning in that whirlpool of the divine love of the Brija Gopis. So he forgets everything. And then he does the Navagraha Puja. That's after. It's described by our Goswamis. So Krishna begins to go from one gopi to another. And it's described that, I'm almost finished. It's described that each of the gopis is like one of the Navagraha, but also as Krishna is trying to meet with them, then they begin to tease Krishna. So Krishna goes towards Lalita, why she was chastising. He said, okay, you're protecting your Radharani, who will protect you? Lalita is the most bold, so who will protect you? So Krishna advances towards Radharani, towards Lalita. And Lalita Devi says what? Oh Krishna, you are like Rahu. Krishna, you are dark, and everywhere you go, we're very beautiful golden gopis, and everywhere you go, you're just eclipsing, disturbing and eclipsing. Anytime there's Rahu eclipse means very bad time, very inauspicious. So Lalita tells Krishna, you are like Rahu, we are all stars. Rahu shouldn't disturb the stars. Rahu should go to the moon. Who is the moon? Chandravali. Krishna, you should go and meet with Chandravali. She's not here, but you should go there and be with her. You are Rahu. Rahu only eclipses the moon. So Krishna says, on the way to the moon, I will go eclipse all the stars also. So he goes to meet with Lalita, and she says, no, I am... So it's very interesting. This is Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. He describes that each of the sakhis are like one of the astrological signs. So on the way the eclipse is going to the moon, it goes through all the signs. So Lalita Devi is like one sign. Then Lalita Devi very strongly chastises Krishna. He goes towards Vishaka. Vishaka is one of the signs. Then Chitra, Champakalata. And each of the gopis will say, oh, don't come to me. I am like Virgo. You should go to the next one. She's a Libra. Don't go to... Libra is favorable to you, Krishna. And then Krishna will go to her and she'll say, no, go to Ranga Devi. She's Aquarius. She is favorable to you, Krishna. Then Ranga Devi say, no, go to Champakalata Sakhi. She is Pisces. Pisces are very mild. You should meet with Champakalata Sakhi. Then she'll say, no, don't come to me. Go to Sudevi. She is very soft and sweet. She's Sagittarius. Go with her. She's also very expert, very active. So you should be with her. So in this way, Krishna is going... This is all in the first word of Mahamantra. Nothing's higher than Mahamantra. Krishna's thief, nah? But today, Hare, gopis are the thief. They stole Krishna's flute. So as Krishna goes to the last of the Sakhis, then he goes to one gopi and she says, Krishna, why are you coming to all of us? Your wife is the flute. Krishna's wife is the flute. Why are you disturbing all of us? You should kiss your wife, the flute. As they say like that, Krishna thinks of his flute and he searches his waist sash and he can't find his flute. So now Krishna's flute is lost. So Krishna becomes very disturbed. Oh, look at that. You gopis, in the whirlpool of prema, you've made me spin around so much that you stole my flute and I didn't even notice. When did my flute get lost? The gopis, Krishna said, who stole my flute? The gopis said, Krishna, you're so disturbed, you're so lusty, that, very lusty people, they don't have any sense of themselves. They lose this here, that there, this there, that there. Krishna, you're like that. Who knows when you lost it? Don't blame us. So Krishna said, I know it was you. And he looks at Radharani. I know it was you, Radhe. So then Radharani says, no, it was Kundalata. Kundalata says, no, it was Lalita. And Krishna's looking here and there. At that time, Radharani gives her flute to Tulsi. This is described by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. That Radharani gives Krishna's flute to Tulsi. Who is that? Tulsi Manjari, Rati Manjari. Therefore, Nityananda Prabhu said, Raghunath, thief. Thief. He's remembering these pastimes. He's also observing as Ananga Manjari in that internal mood. That's why he gives Nityananda, Ananda. We pray to Lord Nityananda. Vina Nitai, without Lord Nityananda's mercy, we cannot get the mercy of Radha Krishna. Heno Nitai Vinay Bai, Radha Krishna Paitenai, Drida Kori Dharo Nitai Bai. But Nityananda Prabhu, by his blessings, by his mercy, then he will give this service to the Manjaris and Gopis to preach Rag Bhakti. That's how our Guru Maharaj is preaching. Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is there. So thief, why Radharani gave Krishna's flute to Tulsi? So she is Radharani's accomplice. Like if there's a bank robbery and 3 or 4 people are stealing. One person goes in, steals the money. Someone else is in the car ready to drive. They're all thieves. Right? 3, 4 people inside, 1 person in the car. So they're all considered a thief. So Raghunath, Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari is also a thief. Why? She has Krishna's flute now. Where does she hide it? It's at different lilas, different times. Sometimes in the braid. Why? You put the flute there, and then Rupa Manjari will make 3 different parts of the braid and do it around the flute, and then it'll disappear. Right? Hidden in the braid. Why? Then Krishna doesn't have the strength, the power to go and disturb the Manjaris. He can go to the sakhis, Lita Vishaka, but to go near the Manjaris, Radharani, all the sakhis together will chastise him. So Krishna now begins to search for his flute. And he goes from one gopi to the other gopi to the other gopi. But he cannot find it. Finally, Radharani indicates, oh, like Lalita, they say, oh, with their eyes, they indicate Tulsi has it. And as Krishna goes, he catches her hands. He said, give me my flute back. And she starts to cry, Krishna, that means like ladies have this weapon, not tears. So Tulsi Manjari begins to cry very loudly, plaintively, Krishna, why are you disturbing me? She doesn't pray to Krishna. Radhe, Radhe, Krishna's disturbing me, Krishna's disturbing me. Then all the sakhis, everyone comes and starts to beat Krishna with their lotus, they have these stems with lotuses. All hundreds of gopis began to beat Krishna. Then Krishna is not just black, he's black and blue and red. His cheeks become red. All the lotuses, they have this flower pollen, and all the flower pollen comes in Krishna's cheeks, and also he begins to blush, and his anurag comes out. So all the gopis are beating Krishna like that. Tulsi Manjari is saying, don't, Radhe, Radharani, why is Krishna disturbing me? Why is Krishna disturbing me? So then Tulsi Manjari says, Krishna, let me go, I don't have your flute. Why? She passed it to Rupa Manjari. Right as Krishna was coming, she gave it to Rupa Manjari. So then Tulsi Manjari, she doesn't snitch on Rupa Manjari. She says, oh, Shaibya came, Chandravali's friend. She came and she took your flute and ran away. You should go and find it with Chandravali. But then with her sidelong glance, she glances towards Rupa Manjari. And Krishna understands Rupa Manjari has his flute. So then he goes and catches Rupa Manjari and says, give me my flute. He says, where are you hiding it? And then Rupa Manjari gives it back to Radharani. Then Krishna goes in. He says, okay, Radharani, I have to find it. And if you don't give it back to me, I'll bring you into my prison, Kamdev's prison. That means the kunj, the beautiful, like not bars, flower, these flower kunj drapery. What do you call it? Like flower walls. So Radharani, I'll put you in solitary confinement. All the other sakhis mind, only Radharani will be punished. Why? You stole my flute. Ultimately, it was you. So in that way, Krishna's flute stealing pastime goes on. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. So this is all in the Mahamantra. It said in the Mahamantra, all Krishna's pastimes are present. There are different pastimes of Krishna. Pastimes how he kills the demons. Pastimes how he spoke Bhagavad Gita. Pastimes how he performs all the different lilas, Hastinapur, Dwarka, different avatars, different incarnations. But his highest pastimes, they're called his Nitya Lila. His eternally highest pastimes, they're with Srimati Radhika in Vrindavan, with his parents, Madhya Yashoda, Nanda Baba, with the cowherd boys. All those pastimes together, that's called Nitya Lila. So to conclude, Nityananda Prabhu is saying, thief, I'll give you punishment. Now you have to distribute this same rati to everyone. Rati means this attraction. That what is the most attractive thing? Beautiful pastimes of Krishna given by our Guru Varga. And the more we try to serve those pastimes and serve Radha Krishna through this Mahamantra, then we'll progress very quickly. So Nityananda Prabhu said, I want you to distribute this everywhere. Mahaprabhu gave me instruction, distribute this, so now I'm giving you the instruction, you should help me. This cannot be done only by the cowherd boys. Nityananda with all his friends, all the cowherd boys, but he said also the mandris and sakhis have some seva. They should also distribute this rati. Our Srila Gurudev, Srila Narayana Swami Maharaj would say, Raghunath Das Goswami, his service is giving everyone this transcendental rati, this divine love, divine attraction, by hearing the sweet pastimes of Radha Krishna. And especially not just by hearing and doing kirtan, but by prasadam. Our Vaishnav, our dear Prabhuji in Vrindavan, he's feeding everyone every day. Why? Every morning he chants 1 lakh of the Mahamantra. That means 100,000 names. He chants in the morning from like 2 a.m. till 6:30. Then he takes bath. Then he comes and cooks for everyone. Why does he chant this Mahamantra? He said, while I'm chanting the Mahamantra, I'm meditating on all this transcendental service. And then I'm cooking. And inside that cooking, I have to give this rati, this divine love, this attraction. Otherwise, without taking that prasad, we will not develop that rati in our heart. We have to take the mercy of those associates of the Lord who have this love. That's our method of advancing in bhakti. So therefore, Nityananda told Raghunath Das, you have to distribute this to everyone. Don't hide it just for yourself. That's being like a thief. You're a thief and you're hiding it for yourself? No, give this to everyone. Everyone should have this. But how will you give it? Through prasadam. So our Prabhuji in Vrindavan, every day he's cooking for thousands of people. After chanting 1 lakh Harinam, then he cooks. Then all those moods are there. Then you take that prasadam, then very quickly that Jayatam Surutor Pangor Mamamanda Matirgati Mat Sarvasya Padam Bojo Sri Radha Madan Mohano. Madan Mohan pastimes will appear in your heart. Jayatam Surutor Rati. You will conquer over all lust, anger, greed of this world. Why? Because you will develop a taste for that transcendental love that is in the hearts of the Brijabasis. So therefore we take shelter of the Brijabasi Vaishnavas. We follow their footsteps. Our Rupa Goswami said, we should follow the footsteps of those who have this love. That's the highest advice. Tad anuragi jananugami. Follow the footsteps of those who have this love for Krishna. They can very easily give you this love through whatever, through a glance, through their speech, through their kirtan, through their mercy, through their prasad, just by their company. It said, the Vaishnavas, our Prabhuji recently said, come to Vrindavan, even if all you can do there is sleep. Come to Vrindavan. Even if all you can do there is eat and sleep. Anyhow, come to Vrindavan. Why? If you're in that area, then all your anarthas will be stolen away. All your offenses will be stolen away. All your different misconceptions, everything will be stolen away. Why? Our Guru Varga, transcendental thieves. And when your heart is clean and pure, like Krishna's flute, then they will fill your heart with that Sumangala Rati, transcendental attraction. That's why we pray in the morning. How can that Sumangala, most auspicious Rati appear in our heart? So today we're praying to Raghunath Das Goswami and all our Guru Varg, and especially our dear Prabhuji. May he give us a taste, a drop of that Rati. Therefore, may we all go to Vrindavan. All right? May we all go to Vrindavan and taste some Mahaprasad. That is the success of our life.